So once the interview begins to wrap up, this is a very key portion of the interview. So I recommend writing in very bold letters at the top of your notebook, get emails. And so I recommend doing two things that afterwards that you want to make sure if you really want to get that position. We're going to recommend that folks either do one of two things, that you either write an email to the individuals that you had a chance to interview with, or you can actually write a letter to them, or you can type something up and bring it to HR and say, could you put this on the desk of these folks that I interviewed with, so that you can, really go above and beyond and show that you really want the position and that you're doing that extra little touch. So I see a lot of people get caught up in the interview. So, they get into the interview and they're asking questions, and then they can potentially forget to ask for emails. And then getting them after you leave is very, very tricky and very tough because you're working through HR who doesn't really know who you're working with, or you're working through a recruiter who may know one of the contacts. So just ask them. If you're on Zoom or you're on a video conferencing platform, you can just say, hey, in the chat box, would you mind just sharing your email so I can just send you a follow-up email, really thanking you for your time. So now they're expecting it. You can just tell them that's what you're going to do. When you're sitting in an in-person interview, you can just ask them for their email, and then just make sure that when you write it down, you can read it so that when you go home, it's actually legible, and you know what you wrote down, and you can read your chicken scratch. So having those emails and having those names is going to play a very vital role in what we are going to recommend doing after the interview to create the last touch point that's going to set you apart as a candidate. And if you continue to execute on these tips, once again, it's going to put you in that stress-free state of mind so that you know all of the ancillary details are taken care of as you've entered into an interview, and you have the ability to focus on the highest priority items, which is controlling the conversation, which is showing off your skill set, and which is dazzling with the preparation that you did on the questions that they're going to ask.